Hey, Melanie Johnson with Elite Online Publishing. We are at the Habitude Warrior Conference, the third day in. I got a chance to listen to Kaya speak. I don't get to see everybody speak, but his speech really spoke to me, so to speak. How do you like all that play on words? And he changed the way I think about selling my product and services. So I'm going to tell you about that, and he's going to give you some secrets how to do that. But first, we want you to share the video and like the video if you know someone who would be interested in getting more clients and learning how to understand your buyers more. Go ahead and share this video right now and give us a like. Kaya, all right, I even instituted this. So tell us, first of all, what is getting to know your buyer and buyer strategy? What is that?
Okay, so when we think about buying strategies or selling strategies, what we're actually talking about is habits and patterns that buyers use when they buy products. Either it's a pair of shoes for $100, $200, or even a house that's $1 million or $2 million bucks. They follow a certain habit and a certain pattern, and they do the same pattern every single time. Also with selling strategies, people that sell, they sell their car, they sell their house. You know, we train a lot of real estate companies. We train Century 21, Keller Williams, Remax. We train New York Life, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all these big companies. And in real estate specifically, you have people selling houses. So they have a certain strategy that they follow when they decide to sell their house. Again, it's a habit and it's a pattern. So knowing that you can elicit what their pattern is, and you can actually speak to that pattern, you can speak into their listening and follow their habitual pattern, it now feels very comfortable to them. It feels very normal to them. It feels very conversational, and it influences them to take action. And the reverse is also true. If you don't know what their buying pattern is or their selling pattern is, and you're projecting as a salesperson your own pattern, the way you think someone should decide to buy or decide to sell, and you project your own pattern on them, right, all of a sudden now there's that disconnect. You're not quite on the same page. You're not seeing eye to eye, or so there's that disconnect, and now it doesn't become necessarily a closed deal, a closed transaction. So okay, that's what we're training people to do.
So part of that, like if they may think, well, I'm confused, I don't really get what that means, I still get that. Show the example. You used an example of a lady buying a scarf, but you may have that or a different example. Yeah. And that's when the light bulbs went off in my head.
Yes.
And I went, I'm asking the wrong questions or have the wrong expectations.
Correct.
And when I was selling publishing here to somebody, they said something that you had said. I went, oh, because that's not your buying pattern. You need. So I don't want to give it away, but I want him to explain.
Yeah, I'll give you like an example. So my mom was going to buy a Buick, right? So she walks in the dealership, all right, and she says, I see that car right there, Kai, I want to buy it. I said, okay, well, let's go get the car salesman. So he comes out and he says to my mom and me, do you see anything you like? She says, yeah, I see that car, I want to buy it. He says, okay, so then he runs into the dealership. 10 minutes later, he brings out all this paperwork, all these features, all these forms, all this stuff, hands it to her. She gets frustrated because she doesn't want to read any information. She just knows the car, right? She's always bought Buicks, right? She just wants to buy it. So he hands her this information. She gets frustrated. She gives the information to me. So I guess my question to you is, do you know someone that doesn't drive on information? They don't like all this stuff. They just know they want something, they want to buy it. So the next thing he does, I look at it and I kind of put it down. He says, okay, let me go get the keys. And she's like, well, why is he getting the keys? Don't we have to buy the car first? I'm confused. As he's leaving, she's trying to stop him. He's not listening. She says, wait a minute. He turns around. He says, what? She says, what are you doing? He says, I'm going to go get the keys. She says, why are you going to go get the keys? He says, because you're going to test drive the car. She says, but I don't want to test drive the car. I just want to buy the car. He says, everybody needs to test drive the car. Very strange. So basically, as an example, if you pay attention to the three different things, right? He says, do you see anything you like? Is visual, right? So the first part of the strategy that he was trying to force upon my mom was visual. Do you see anything you like? Then what he tried to do is, is there any information you need? So he's trying to give her information, which is what we call auditory digital. And then finally, he was saying, do you want to test drive the car, which is getting a feel for it? His strategy is visual, I see. Then auditory digital, I analyze information. And then kinesthetic, I need to feel. Guess what? My mom's strategy is not that. My mom is, I see it, I buy it. I don't want any information. I don't need to test drive it. He didn't even know my mom doesn't even drive.
He's never asked any questions.
My mom doesn't even drive. She's just going to get me to drive her. So she's never driven.
Crazy.
So people have different patterns, right? So what's most common is you know, when you have compulsive shoppers, they see something, they hear it sounds good, they get a feel for it, and they buy it. They're missing the analyzation. For other people, they drive on, you know, I got to see the details, or I got to hear the details. So you need to learn who your buyer is or who your seller is and what is their pattern, and you need to speak to that, right? There's also the convincer. This is huge. One last thing I want to share with you. This is huge. Maybe you know someone, they see something, they like it, they buy it. They don't need to compare anything to it, right? They have a one convincer. They see the first thing, they like it, they buy it. Well, there's people like me, right? When I got my watch, right, I knew I wanted to get this watch, but guess what? I have a three convincer, which means I need to go through my strategy 3 times before I feel it's comfortable and time for me to buy. I need to try on 3 pairs of watches. I need to try on 3 pairs of shoes. I don't even care if I know exactly what I want when I go in the store. I still can't buy it until I can compare it to 2 other things, even if they're things that don't meet my criteria. So what I want to share with you, the most common convincer, again, the convincer definition, is the number of times someone needs to loop through their strategy before they can decide to buy. The most common convincer is 3 on the planet, but not everybody is a 3 convincer. There are people that you're working with right now that you need to give them exactly what they want the very first time, because you'll not be given a second or third chance because they have a 1 convincer. There are people who actually want your product or service, and you could give them exactly what they need the first time, but they won't decide. They won't buy it because they have a 3 convincer. They need for you to give them 2 other options. So this lesson is about discovering who our buyer is and how their mind works and how to package this in the way that they need to receive it so that they will take action. And when they take action, they get what they want. They're served. They get the product and service, and you get your commission. Everybody wins.
So all of that is good. I have a client.
Yes.
How do I find out what he needs? What questions do I ask to figure out who he is? If he needs a 1 convincer or a 3 convincer, how do I know what to ask?
Okay, so there's actually a full script, and I'm going to invite a person to get the whole script.
Look at that. You get the whole script. I want the script.
Because it takes a while, right? But I'm going to send you the script. So I'm going to answer your question, but I'm also going to give them an opportunity to get the whole script.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to text 310-871-6191. Again, 310-871-6191. Your first name, your last name, and your email address. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to send that as a text, and then Rosemary is actually going to then send you the script.
Which is great, and we'll put this in the comments for you later so you can see it and you'll have it so you don't have to remember it if it, you know.
Right. But let me answer your question.
Yes,
okay, your
please,
question was a piece of the script regarding the convincer. How do I know what their convincer is? Actually, one of the questions on the script is, how many pairs of shoes do you need to try on before you know it's the time to buy the one that you want? How many watches do you need to try on before you know it's time to buy the one you want? How many, whatever the case is.
Well, that's great.
What do you sell? Like, what's your
publishing.
Okay, so, you know, you as a publisher, right? Publishing company, I work with clients all the time, and I want to help better serve them. And you may say to them, is it all right if I ask you a couple questions? It may seem a little off the wall, but I just want to better serve you and help be more efficient with our time and get you what you want right away. And they say, sure, what's your question? All right, so we have different packages. Are you the person that just wants to see one package, which is exactly what you want, and then you want to decide? Or are you more kind of like you want to know the high, the low, the middle, and you kind of want to get a comparison and make a decision that's best for you within a group of 3 possibilities? Which one works better for you? because I can actually give you the one that you want, or I can give you one and two others to compare to which one would work better for you. And they're going to tell you right then and there, oh, you know what, I just give me exactly what I want. I don't care how much it costs. I want the best. And they'll tell you, or they'll tell you, you know what, I like to kind of compare. Give me 3 different options, and I'll choose the option that works best for me. They're going to literally tell you how to pitch them and sell to them. And it's never coming off manipulative or salesy. It's actually coming off loving, because what you're doing is you're making the way they make decisions important, valued. You're listening to them, and you're making it about them, not just what they want, but about the way they want to get what they want.
How to serve the best. And I love that, because I was like, all right, how do you transition into ask your customers, so how many pairs of shoes do you usually have to try on? I mean, if you're selling, like I'm selling publishing, can I ask you a couple questions? How many watches? So I loved how you put it, rolled it into the product or service.
Correct, yeah. So you would just tailor it. All of this is tailoring, right? If you're in the car industry, if you're in real estate, in your case, you would never say how many shoes. You would say, look, I've got, I've got the deal that I think is the best deal for you. Are you the person that wants the best deal, one shot, or are you the one that wants to compare? Right. The high, the middle, and the low, and then you take the best one that's for you. So, so absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, we can continue. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah.
A viewer by the name of Nicole, they want the number again.
Hi, Nicole. I don't know why my voice is doing this. Hi, Nicole. How's it going?
Thanks for watching,
Nicole, drop what city you're from. I want to know what city you're joining us from. We're excited. Welcome to this. I guess this is Facebook Live?
Yeah, Facebook Live.
Yeah. All right, so the phone number you're going to text is 310-871-6191. 310-871-6191. And maybe she even wants to come to our 2-day workshop to learn all of this stuff. December 9th and 10th in Pasadena, California. It's literally 10 minutes north of downtown LA. Beautiful place. We have our 2-day event called Success, Sales, and Leadership Mastery. There you're going to learn all of this stuff, I would say, on steroids. And definitely you can also text that same phone number, 310-871-6191, and say, I'm in for December 9th and 10th. If you're busy that weekend, we have one coming up in March. We have actually 4 next year, so we do it every quarter.
Okay, so Nicole, I'm going to work for you here. Oh, in Utah.
Utah,
yes.
I love it, Utah.
All right,
it's got to be
Nicole,
like Boston because it's cold here, right?
I want to work a deal for you, Nicole. What kind of deal can you give her on the ticket?
You know what? We will give her a special deal. What I want you to say is I want you to text in there, Kaya promised me a special deal. So the tickets on the website is $12.50.
Okay.
We'll give you 50% off.
Nicole, you just saved yourself.
Because she joined, she just saved herself
$625.
You
can get a lot of shoes with that, huh?
You get a lot of shoes with that, yes. But most importantly, it's not about that. It's about what the training. But can you ask Nicole what she does? What's her? Nicole, what do you do? Like, what's your occupation? Is it real estate, financial services, network marketing?
We're going to do an intervention right now.
We work with Century 21, Keller Williams, Remax. We do mortgage industry.
Sweet things.
Sweet thing.
Oh, for the ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, for the ticket.
Yeah.
Accounting.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Accountants. Wow. Okay. So do you need to sell your accounting services? Do you need to influence people to get more clients? Do you need to learn how to close deals so that people can hire you? Do you also need to perhaps raise your prices so that you can get paid more time for the amount of more money for the amount of time you put in? Right?
She says, not sure I can make it though.
Okay, maybe you can come in March. Yeah.
He's got a whole schedule. You'll get there. You got a deal like that. Don't let it go to waste.
The website too, if you want to go to the website, kind of has all the different programs and things that we do and learn about us, is krsuccess.com. the word success.com. And you can also find me on Facebook, Kaya Redford, Kaya, last name Redford, like a red Ford.
Where in March is that?
That's also going to be LA. Yes, we do a lot of our stuff in LA. And of course, I'm here in Boston. We're excited to be sharing a stage with Mr. Awesome, Amazing, Incredible Eric Swanson and Habitude Warrior. I love it. I I'm going to be back here every single
Time
time I get. Yeah,
he's
he's
got
amazing.
one in Scottsdale, Arizona in April. I don't have the exact
Is that
date.
the next one?
That's the next one in April.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Nice.
So Nicole and her husband own a sign company. That's what they own. A sign company.
Okay, so they sell signs. And by the way, here's amazing, Eric. Yeah. Oh,
sorry. Okay. We just talked about having that happen.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
They're calling us in.
Okay, so we're wrapping this up. So, sign company. Okay, so do you want to sell more signs, and do you want to double your profits next year? Do you want to make a lot more money and
I'll
close
answer for
bigger
her. Yes,
deals?
she does.
Do you want to make a lot more money and close bigger deals? Yes, I promise you, by getting trained, it will absolutely transform your business. You'll make so much more money, much less time.
Yeah.
Be much more efficient, and close bigger deals, and have an even better life. That's what
So
this is about.
I talked to Kaya a little. I had an opportunity. We rode in the car together. We had a ride to our VIP reception afterwards, and I was like, explain to me really how this works on a different level. And so when he really went into depth of the wording and the mindset, and showed me how people had doubled their sales, so I really think it's worth it. I'm also gonna get the tip, but I've learned a lot from him just in this short period of time. So I have to wrap this up because they're calling us to go into our meeting.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you, meeting you sometime soon, you and your husband, and anybody else that watches this.
Here.
When is now the time? Yes, when is now the time for us to take it to a whole other level? 2018 is right here, right now. We've got to step it up. Step it up. Yes.
So, Nicole, do us a favor. Please share the video. We would love if you share it to other people who could use the information. And thanks for your comments, and like it too and follow us. We appreciate it. Melanie Johnson, we got to get out of here, but thanks for watching. We'll be back again probably one more time before the show's over.